What's up, everybody? I'm Gibbs2902. This video is my thank you for 50 subscribers. I thank you guys so much. It means so much to me, and this is my thank you to you guys. Today we have my top 20 favorite movies of all time. So let's get down to it with number 20, which is Top Gun. That stars Tom Cruise as an aviator pilot in the Air Force, and this movie shows the training, graduation, and how they go up in real life, and it's pretty cool. There's a little bit of romance in it. Yeah, but some scenes do go slow, so that's why it's number 20. Number 19 is my favorite guilty pleasure movie, which is Grown Ups. Grown Ups is just so... It can be cheesy at times, but a lot of the jokes don't make sense, but I just love seeing Adam Sandler and all those guys together. It's just great, and it's one of my favorite summer movies. Next, we have The Deer Hunter, which stars Meryl Streep, Robert De Niro, and Christopher Walken. You guys, this movie is so good. I absolutely love it. Some scenes do go slow, yes, but it's just awesome. There's three. I split this movie up into 3 parts. The first part is basically before the war. Second part's during the war, and third part's after the war. First part, everybody's like happy and everything, and it's the night before they go to Vietnam. Excuse me, and it's just very, very cool to see how like they lived before the war. So then we go during the war, where that famous Russian roulette scene. That's an awesome scene, and how they stuck together through it all and everything, and then. Probably my favorite scene, which is the aftermath, and that's what goes on for a while. All these guys are getting post-traumatic stress disorder, and Christopher Walken just goes nuts, and it's just an awesome movie. It's just really cool about how war could affect your life. So then we have Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, which is one of my favorite movies of all time, or one of my favorite movies. This is what this video is. Anyway, okay, so Psycho stars Anthony Perkins and... who's the other actor? I forget. Anyway, it stars Anthony Perkins as the psycho killer, and he plays Norman Bates, and he really, really brings out what a psycho character would be like. Anyway, he runs this motel called Bates Motel, where he kills everybody who stays there. Pretty creepy, huh? Yeah, it's pretty good. It's suspense builder for sure, but some scenes it also go slow. Next we have Happy Gilmore. You guys, this is such a funny movie. Adam Sandler plays this let's just say a 5-year-old in a 20-year-old's body. He's so disrespectful in this movie that makes it so funny. And it's about golf, but it's more about that. It's pretty cool. You guys should definitely check that one out. Next we have A Silver Linings Playbook, which stars Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence, and wait, who's else? Robert De Niro, and Robert De Niro's performance is phenomenal. But this basically shows what life, it just basically shows the importance of life and how you can miss little things in your life. And I absolutely love this movie, and it's just so good. I absolutely love it. Anyway, number 14 is Terminator. Terminator is one of my favorite action movies. It's about how this Terminator goes back in time to kill the mother of the leader of the Resistance, and just so cool. Michael Biehn plays what's his name? I forget Michael Bihn's name in the movie, but he comes back to try to save Sarah Connor from dying, so that John could lead the Resistance in the future. And I like this a little bit more than T2, but T2 is fantastic. I just like this a little bit more because it just has I don't know, it's more gritty, you know what I mean? Anyway, great movie. Next, for number 13, we have another Adam Sandler movie, which is The Wedding Singer. This is probably my favorite movie with him in it. Adam Sandler plays a wedding singer who is going to all these weddings, and he can't really find the love of his life, and it's just he's trying to find the love of his life, and it turns out that the love of his life is right in front of him. So that's pretty cool. Next, we have number 12, which is second favorite war movie, which is Full Metal Jacket. This movie, I split it up into 2 parts, which is training and then at the war. Training is probably the most intense because of the real drill sergeant that played the drill sergeant in the movie, and Gomer Pyle. Oh, what Gomer Pyle did. Oh, gosh. That one scene in there, and you guys know what I'm talking about. That it was just so intense. Then we go to the Vietnam scene where it's not as cool, but I really do like how the battle landscapes and stuff, really do like that. And I just like it. It's pretty cool. Next, we have number 11, which is my favorite movie with Al Pacino in it, which is Heat. Heat, I absolutely love this movie. Really, it's very long, but I really, really do like it. It's about these crimes and all these heists and stuff, and Al Pacino basically has like a bad home life, and he doesn't really know what's going on until the end, where he comes face to face with Robert De Niro, and it's just very, very cool to see. And I would really check that one out if you're into Al Pacino and Robert De Niro movies. Really, really cool. Next, we have Seven, which is directed by one of my favorite directors of all time, which is David Fincher. Seven stars Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman and Kevin Spacey. Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman play these detectives who are going after this guy who commits the 7 deadly sins, murders, and they try to solve all these cases, but I'm gonna just spoil this one part for you. And they don't know who the guy is, and then one day Kevin Spacey, who is the murderer, comes to the office and says, "Officer, are you looking for me?" That terrified me. Anyway, very, very cool. Really psychological thriller. Number 9 is Stand By Me. This movie is basically about a bunch of friends, 4 friends, that they go on this journey and they try to find a dead body. And I'm going to quote this from Family Guy, but they find themselves. And I really think that's a really, really good idea of what the story's about. And it's just I absolutely love this movie. Rest in peace, River Phoenix. But this was just so cool to see. I really did like it, and it just reminds me of me and my buddies, and it's just awesome. Next, we have The Dark Knight, which is my favorite movie by Christopher Nolan. My second favorite movie by him is Memento, and that was almost on this list, but I just couldn't do it. Memento was so good, though. Anyway, The Dark Knight it's part of the Dark Knight trilogy. It stars Christian Bale and Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger's probably his greatest performance in any of his movies. Rest in peace. Anyway, it's basically Batman against the Joker, and the Batman has to make really hard decisions in this movie, and it's probably the greatest superhero movie of all time. I absolutely love this movie, and it's just amazing. I think Christopher Nolan does a fantastic job. He's one of my favorite directors, and can't wait to see what he does next. Next, we have Django Unchained. This is my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. An underrated Quentin Tarantino movie, too. I don't know why not too many people really enjoyed this as much of his other films. I absolutely love this movie. Anyway, Jamie Foxx plays a slave who is freed by Christoph Waltz, and Christoph Waltz trains him to be a bounty hunter, and they go against Calvin Candy, I think his name is. Anyway, Leonardo DiCaprio plays Calvin Candy, and it's probably my favorite performance by Leonardo DiCaprio. But I absolutely love this movie. The action sequences are great, and I'm not that big of a fan of westerns, but I gave this one a shot, and I loved it to death. So yeah, awesome. Number 6 is my favorite action movie, which is Die Hard. Now, my favorite out of the series is Die Hard with a Vengeance, but I think Die Hard is like, you know what I mean? My favorite out of the series is Die Hard with a Vengeance, but the first Die Hard, it was just really nostalgic for me. Anyway, that's why Die Hard with a Vengeance isn't on this list. But Die Hard, John McClane visits Hollywood to see his wife, who works at Nakatomi Towers, and Nakatomi Towers gets held hostage by Alan Rickman. Excuse me, and Alan Rickman is basically like he's pretty crazy in this movie, and John McClane, who is a retired cop, he gets all of them, and it's cool to see. So definitely would see this. Yippee-ki-yay. Anyway, number 5 is my favorite Coen Brothers, or not Coen Brothers, Wachowski Brothers movie, which is The Matrix. The Matrix stars Keanu Reeves and Lawrence Fishburne, and this is like a psychological kind of movie. Like, what if life was an entire computer program? That would be pretty cool. Anyway, Neo, who's played by Keanu Reeves, is freed from the Matrix and is trying to find out like what really happened. It's just the action sequences are good, and then you know what I'm talking about, that thing. Absolutely love it. Anyway, the stunts are great in it, and it's very, very cool. So definitely would check that out. Number 4 is my favorite war movie, which is Platoon, and it stars William Dafoe and Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen basically plays this guy who doesn't know what kind of man he wants to be, but William Dafoe, and I forget the other guy. William Dafoe's the good sergeant, and the other guy's the bad sergeant. Charlie Sheen teams up with William Dafoe, and they very, very sentimental about Vietnam and stuff, and tear went down my eye at the end. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, number 3 is Zodiac, which is my favorite movie, directed by David Fincher. This is based on the Zodiac killer. Anyway, it stars Jake Gyllenhaal as a newspaper cartoonist who basically becomes obsessed with the case and really wants to find out what happened. But he alongside him is Mark Ruffalo and Robert Downey Jr. and they all try to find out what happened, and they try to work together. And it takes over 30 years it took over 30 years for them to find this guy, and it's still a mystery that hasn't been solved yet. So very, very cool. I absolutely love that movie. Number 2 is my favorite Martin Scorsese movie, which is Taxi Driver. Taxi Driver stars Robert De Niro as this ex-Vietnam vet who really sees all the crime and bad things going around in the city, and one night he just goes nuts, and it's just awesome. I really do like the by Bernard Herrmann. Really, really like the score of that movie. Anyway, I absolutely love that Martin Scorsese films, and this is my favorite. So yeah, check out Taxi Driver if you have the time. And finally, number 1, Rocky. Rocky helped me really helped me get through a tough time in my life. It really taught me to never back down. And there's a quote that Rocky says, "No one can hit as hard as life." Well, my theory is, if you train hard and work hard enough for whatever your goal is, you can hit life even harder. So Rocky, this movie is so sentimental for me. Absolutely love it. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. My name is Gibson902, and thank you for the 50 subscribers. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video.